Hi everyone, it's Vicki from Minerva. I'm here today to show you our 10 brand new prints on our gorgeous linen viscose Minerva Exclusive base cloth. So today at Minerva we are launching 10 brand new designs on our linen viscose. And yeah, this is just the most beautiful base cloth for dressmaking, especially for the spring and summer. So this one is our Serene Meadow print, which is a really soft, pretty, muted floral print design, and the base cloth, like I say, is our linen and viscose blend, which is a gorgeous blend of 55% linen fibres and 45% viscose fibres. So it has that slubby, natural, textured weave that you get with linen that's just, there's nothing else quite like it, but the added viscose content gives it this beautiful drape, and it just makes it suitable for so many different patterns. So in today's video I've got all 10 of the new prints that I'd like to share with you, and I've also picked a sewing pattern to go with each one, just to give you some ideas on the sorts of things that you can make in this linen viscose base cloth. So like I said, this is our first new print on linen viscose. So you might have seen this on our viscose challis fabric before, but now we've got it on our linen viscose, like I said, perfect for spring and summer. And it's just a really soft, muted, quite understated, really floral print, and we just love those beautiful soft colours in there. We think it's perfect for spring and summer. Such a delicate, beautiful print. And the pattern I've teamed with this one, so this is quite a new pattern from Maison Fauve, and we'll insert images as we go through the video. So this one is called Robe Transat, and it's a really beautiful dress pattern. So it has a V-neck line, and it has pleated details that run along the shoulder. It has a waist tie which sort of cinches it in at the waist, which is a really lovely detail. It has a seam that runs down the front, and then at the bottom of that seam it has just a little split that goes just above the knee. So it's quite a simple dress. It has like a grown-on sleeve as well. Yeah, quite a simple dress, but there's some beautiful details on there, which is really characteristic for Maison Fauve patterns. They always have something really special in their patterns, and yeah, I think this is just a really lovely pattern to wear for spring and summer. I think it'd be a really sort of casual dress, but in a fabric, like this, it would just be so lovely for spring and summer this year. So the next print we've got, now this is one of our iconic prints here in the Minerva Exclusive collection, and this is Animal Galore, which I think you'll agree, doesn't that look amazing on linen and viscose? The blue in the background against that, the pink in the animal print, it really pops. I just think it looks fabulous on the linen viscose, and with this being quite a deep saturated print that fully covers the linen. On a linen base cloth like this, because it has a slubby sort of texture, you do see bits of that texture coming through the print, which it really looks and feels and like linen. You can really see that texture come through the print, and it actually makes it quite different to the other base cloths. So even if you've sewn with Animal Galore before, if you really love linen, then I'd definitely give this one a go if you love this print, because it's just so different on the linen viscose. Now the pattern I've chosen for that one is another new pattern, and this is from Emporia Sewing Patterns. It's their latest one, and it's called the Penelope Dress. And this has been such a popular pattern with us already here at Minerva, and we fully expected it to be this one because it's just gorgeous and it's so on trend. So we have another V-neck line on this one, with quite a simple bodice with darts for shaping, and then the skirt gathers into a seam at the waist. And then along the bottom there's another, there's like a frill that's been added, so more gathered fabric along the bottom. And then the bit that I love about this pattern are these really big statement puff sleeves that come in just below the elbow. I think the proportions of everything on the pattern, all the style lines, those sleeves against the ruffles and that frill along the bottom, it's just a really gorgeous pattern. And I think with it being a full length dress, it would carry off a striking print like the Animal Galore so well. I think that would be an absolutely gorgeous combination. So the next fabric we've got, this is called Scattered Fronds, and this is another really beautiful, quite subtle, muted kind of colour tones, but I just think the colour combination on this is absolutely beautiful. So it's a creamy coloured background, and then all these beautiful leaves and plants in shades of like a dark navy, a gingery rust colour, like a dark gold or ochre colour, a peach, a very pastel sort of lilac-y blue. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And it's such an all-over print that you certainly wouldn't need to worry about pattern matching on this one at all. And again, I think it's just another really lovely print for spring and summer. So the pattern I've chose for that is a new one from Mimi G for simplicity, and I loved this pattern when it came out. I think Mimi G's latest patterns have been fabulous. So this one is number 9714, and it's a suit pattern. So you've got a jacket, trousers or shorts, and the version on the envelope looks like it's been made in linen, and I just think in this, oh, I just think that would be absolutely gorgeous for, you know, either just the jacket, just the trousers, just the shorts, or, you know, make the whole suit in it. I think it would be a real statement look. But, you know, because they're quite muted and soft colours, you know, it's not going to be sort of too over the top. I think you'd be able to get loads of wear from it. So the next print in the collection is Brushstroke Blooms. And this, oh, it's such a beautiful print. I mean, if that doesn't scream summer to you, then I don't know what will. So this print, it's originally worked from an oil painting, like a canvas, and the artist brings those to life in repeat prints that we can print on fabric. So when you look at this print, you can really see the brush strokes from the original painting, and it just adds an extra sort of dimension, an extra something to the print that just makes it really special. And I just love the gorgeous colours in this. It's predominantly green, which is a really on-trend colour at the moment, but there's sort of like tiny bits of like acid yellow and like a mauve pinky colour, a deep like midnighty blue, quite an unusual colour palette in a way, but it just absolutely sings. I think it's absolutely beautiful, that one, and so, you know, so perfect for spring and summer. So the pattern I've chose for this one is another new pattern, a new indie pattern from the assembly line, and this one is the Blazer. So it's quite a simple blazer in a way. So it has you know, a collar detail, it has two pockets on the front, just a single button fastening, it has darts at the back for shaping, and yeah, it's just a classic blazer jacket that I think would go with everything. But I think if you made it in a fabric like this, it's going to make it perfect for spring and summer because it's going to be lovely and breathable. But making it in a print, I think it's just going to add something to it, isn't it? It's going to make it a more casual, laid-back jet blazer that, you know, you could wear with everything. You know, team it with just a simple tee and jeans, you know, during the day. You could wear it over a dress. You know, I think you could wear it with so many things in your wardrobe. And yeah, I think a linen blazer in that, what could be better for spring and summer? Now the next print we've got, this is Pop Cheetah. So this is another animal print, but this one is a much smaller scale, and it's the colours in this that make it really special for me. So it has a pale pink background, and then the animal print itself is made of a bright red and like a hot pink colour. And I just love the colour combination red and pink. I think it's so eye-catching, it's just beautiful. And I think in this animal print it works so well. With it being quite a small, busy print, those colours just work together. And for me, it's all about the colours in that print. It's beautiful, and another gorgeous one for spring and summer. So the pattern I've chose for that one is Simplicity 9748, and this is a really beautiful top that I actually think would carry you all year round, but again, lovely for spring and summer. So they all have a V-neck line, and they cinch in at the waist and then have more fabric sort of round the waist area. So it cinches in and then almost like a peplum, it you know, frills back out again. And then there's all different sleeve options. So view A is a slightly flared 3/4 length with like a little cutout detail at the bottom. View B is a beautiful puff sleeve that draws in again at about 3/4 length. View C is similar to that, except it has an extra ruffle along the edge, which is really pretty. That's the one that they've shown on the version on the envelope. And then D is sleeveless. And then you also have different options at the neckline, so it can be quite plain, it can have bows on there, it can have a button-up detail, so there's just loads and loads of different options from this one pattern. So you can choose all the bits that you like off each one, and it doesn't have to be the exact versions as they show there. Like for example, you might want the sleeveless version of view D, but team it with the plain neckline of view B, for example. You can just, make it your own and choose all your favourite bits from that pattern. The next fabric we've got is a print called Pose Play, and this is actually another animal print, and this is completely different again. So this one, I'd say, is a small to mid-scale print. And again, for me, this one is just all about the colours. I think the colours in this are just divine. So we have a tealy, petrolly coloured, sort of turquoisey almost background that's really deep and saturated. And then the print itself is black with a turquoise blue and a really vivid neon green. So the bright green, it only makes up a tiny bit of the print, but because it's so bright, it really makes an impact, and it just plays against that background colour, and it's just gorgeous. I think it's one of my favourite prints, this one. I think it works so well on the linen viscose. Absolutely beautiful. Now the pattern I've chosen for this one, so I've actually chosen a menswear pattern for this, and here in the offices here at Minerva, some of the men sewers here have actually sewn in this print, and I think it's just a really good one for making shirts for men. And when I sewed this pattern from Simplicity, so this has been designed by Norris Danter Ford, I just thought the shirt itself and the shorts would just be fabulous in this print. I think you could make either or both to wear as a complete set. So this one is number 9758, and I just love the shape of this shirt. I think the collar just sits really well, the proportions of that are really lovely. Just a simple pocket on one side, button-up detail. You've got the option for long sleeve or short sleeve. Just quite a simple classic shirt, but there's something about the proportions of the styling on it that I think are really nice. And the shorts with like the drawstring cord and the pockets, just a fantastic pattern for summer, and I think it would look brilliant in that print. So the next print we have is one of our absolute classics in the Minerva Exclusive collection, and we're so excited to finally have this on linen viscose. So this is our amazing Jungle Dreamer print. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And I love the colours in this one. It's another sort of tealy, midnighty, bluey kind of background, really deep and saturated, and then all these gorgeous motifs, the animals, the birds, the leaves, the flowers, the plants, all just so many details in the background and covering that pattern. The print, I think it's just absolutely gorgeous, and again it's another one that just works so well on the linen viscose. So the pattern I've chosen for that one, it's another relatively new pattern. This one's from Friday Pattern Company, and it's the Saturday skirt set. So with this, it's like a cord set, so you get a top that ties at the front, with like a puff sleeve that can either be you can wear full length, or like it shows there, you can sort of wear it up a little bit on your arm to 3/4 length. It has a collar detail on that as well, and then the skirt is it has a flat front, but then it has an elastic at the back, so I think that's really lovely because it's comfortable, but it doesn't add sort of any bulk to the front. It just lays nice and flat, which I think is a really lovely touch. And it also has pockets as well, which is, everyone loves pockets, don't they? And I thought a cord set in this fabric, I just thought would be so amazing. I think that would be absolutely gorgeous for spring and summer. And it really works, with the cutout trends that we're seeing at the moment. I think that would be absolutely gorgeous. The next print we've got, and we're nearly at the end now, so this one is Buoyant Strokes, and this is such a colourful, again it's another one that just screams summer to me. How gorgeous is that print? I think it's it's just absolute joy in a fabric is this one. It's absolutely beautiful. There's every colour of the rainbow that you can think of in this fabric. Blues, reds, pinks, yellows, turquoise greens, all on a white, fresh, really crisp kind of colour background. And yeah, I just think it's one of those sorts of fabrics that it does have a direction, because all these brush strokes obviously are brushed sort of laying in one direction, so I think you can have lots of fun with pattern placement with that. So you know, depending on what you're making, you could have some parts of the garment that go down and some that go across. You could have some, you know, working on an angle. You could really play with that and go to town. And yeah, I just think that would be, anything you make with this for summer would just be absolutely beautiful. Really good for anyone that loves colour, that one. And the pattern I've chose for that one, so this is another top pattern. This is New Look 6575, and this is a really lovely, I'd say quite pretty and feminine, floaty kind of top. So it has a V-neck line, and it has a drawing detail that comes in just below the bust, that sort of goes on a bit of an angle at the front, just below the bust area, and it ties at the front there. So that draws it all in, like I said, just under the bust area, a little bit higher than the waist. And then from there it sort of drapes out gently, so it's not a very fitted top. You know, there's a little bit of fabric in there around the waist and the hips, which I think makes for a really comfortable top. I suppose it's sort of like a tunic length, this one actually, it's a little bit longer. And then the sleeve options, so you have different sleeves, all of which are grown on, so from a shorter length one to longer ones, and ones that have a bit of shaping in them. So there's quite a few options there as well, but I think just the drapiness of the linen viscose would work really well with a pattern like that. And yeah, it's going to be so light and breathable for summer. It's going to keep you really cool and, you know, keep you feeling really comfortable even when it gets really hot. So the second to last fabric we have, this gorgeous print, is called Sun Print Palms, and this is another one full of colour. How fabulous is that? I think it's absolutely gorgeous, this print. So this print features all different types of leaves and plants that are all layered on top of each other in all different directions. So it's not a directional print, is this one, and you certainly wouldn't need to worry about pattern matching with it. It's so like sort of abstract. Yes, you really wouldn't need to worry about that in my opinion. And then I would say the predominant colour is blue, but there are lots of other colours in there as well. And because all the leaves are sort of layered on top of each other, you see bits of the colour coming through from all different parts on the print. It's absolutely gorgeous, and again, another beautiful print for spring and summer. Now the pattern I've chose for that one is from an indie brand called Sussex Seamstress, and this is a dress pattern called the Street Dress, and it's a really lovely pattern. I think it's one of those styles that will suit lots of people. I think it'd be a very comfortable dress to wear. So it has a collar detail that wraps across at the front, so it creates like a V-neck line, and then the sleeves, it has like a turn-up detail on the sleeve, which is just a really quite simple but a lovely detail. And then the skirt itself has pleats, so it's not a very straight skirt, it does have some fullness in there. And apart from that, you know, it's quite a simple style, but like I say, I think it's really wearable, and I think in a beautiful print like that, you know, it would really, the pattern would really showcase the print of the fabric, and I just think it will make the most beautiful dress for summer. Now the last fabric I've got to share with you is this absolute beauty that's on the mannequin here. So this one is a design by Rachel Parker, who's an amazing designer that we work with here at Minerva, and this is our Bubble Lights print. How absolutely gorgeous, and what a show-stopping print that is. If you love colour, then I mean this is probably the most colourful print we have in the collection today. It's just, oh, it's so joyful, isn't it? I think it's absolutely stunning, and you know, all these layers and layers of different sort of shapes, spots or splodges in this gorgeous colour palette. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and again, if that doesn't scream spring and summer to you, then I don't know what will. And the pattern I've chosen for this gorgeous print is a relatively new pattern. This one is from Tosca, and it's been really popular, this pattern so far. It's called the Tosca Tunic. Now, and I think the version they've sewn it up in the envelope there is actually made in a linen. And for me, this pattern is just made for a linen fabric in summer. I think it'd be beautiful in this. So it's a very simple tunic. It has, you know, quite a wide neckline, but very simple. It has a very simple full-length sleeve, which on the version that the lady's wearing on the envelope, she's actually turned the sleeves up to give it quite a casual look. And then it's quite a long tunic, but of course, you know, you could choose, you know, what length you wanted to make that. That'd be a very easy adaptation to make. And then at the sides of the tunic, it has 2 slits that run up the sides. So, you know, you'd obviously want to wear trousers underneath it, for example. And it's got such a relaxed, casual, laid back sort of vibe. I think it'd be really lovely to wear in spring and summer. In a fabric like this, it's going to keep you so cool and comfortable. You know, it's a really nice loose fit, but it's still got style. I think, yeah, it's such a lovely pattern is that one. Yeah, and it would be an absolute showstopper in this print, I think. So that's all the 10 brand new fabrics that I wanted to share with you. So do let me know in the comments below which is your favourite print from today's collection that we're launching. There's so many beautiful ones in there, isn't there? Yeah, I don't know which is my favourite actually. I've got quite a few, but I just think they all work so well on the linen viscose base cloth. And since we launched that earlier this year, you guys seem to have been loving it. We've had so many people come back to buy more prints, so it's so fabulous to see, you know, when you love a fabric that we launch, you know, just as much as we do. So hopefully those patterns will give you, you know, some inspiration on the sorts of things you can make in our linen viscose base cloth. It's such a versatile fabric, you know, pretty much any pattern that requires a light to medium weight woven fabric with, you know, semi-structure, semi-drape, you should be good to go with the linen viscose. So do let me know in the comments and in the video, you know, which was your favourite fabric, which was your favourite pattern, which was your favourite pairing. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I'll tag everything below this video, so if you want to check out those products on Minerva, you know, you'll be able to look up all the details there, all the pricing information, the sizing information, everything that you need to know. And of course, the great thing on Minerva is when members of the Minerva community share their makes on Minerva using either these patterns or fabrics, you'll be able to see their makes, you know, there on the product pages, and it's just really inspiring to be able to see what, you know, different people in the sewing community have made. You know, and it can give you so many ideas on what you could make yourself, and you know, people are so generous in sharing their you know, their experiences of sewing different patterns, you know, how they found the fit, what fabric they used, would they do anything differently next time, were there any tricky bits on the pattern, all that good stuff. So, you know, there's so much really good information there to be learnt from other people in the community. And of course, we'd love to welcome you to join Minerva as well. You can create a free profile. It literally takes seconds, and you know, you can then start sharing your makes. You can you know, like and comment on other people's projects that they've shared. You can ask the community for tips and help. You can plan your projects on there. Of course, you can share things with the community that you've made as well. It's such a wonderful, welcoming, inspiring, inviting, friendly place to be on the internet to, you know, to talk about sewing with people that are as passionate about it as you are. So yeah, we'd love to welcome you to the community. So thank you very much for watching today. Do give us a like and a follow if you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you again next time with more sewing, fabric and pattern goodness.